Hello everyone, and welcome to Podfight Vancast, your standard podcast about Cardfight Vanguard. You know what? You're sick of it, you're pretty over it, you're pretty tired of it, you're in lockdown. You say to yourself, man, I really just want to go out and play Vanguard against those two guys I really like hanging out with. So you're waiting, maybe he's going to start a Discord channel. Oh, I think they will. So you sign into the Discord, you join in, and there he is. There's the first one that you were waiting for. Bang, there he is. Look at him. He's your moderator, your admin, all those other things that go in there. He's your main Vanguard for right now, at this second. It's Nate. Hello. How are you? But Nate has to leave now. He has to go. He has to walk away. Well, someone's got to moderate and admin that whole channel. Or you're lucky because you're now current Vanguard who's stepping in and filling in those boots right now. Well, that's Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. Very nice. Yeah.
You know what?
Have we got a Discord, do we now? That's awesome.
We will have one by the time you're listening to this, folks. There will be a Discord floating around for you to join. Everyone, as I said at the very beginning, this is Podfight Vancast, a podcast about Cardfight Vanguard. We do stuff, we talk stuff, we occasionally play. We're in lockdown at the moment, so we can't play. We can play over the online
thing. Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't have the setup for it. Well, I mean, I do, but it's a pain in the backside. I don't know. But anyway, you're not here to hear us complain about that. You're here to hear us talk about Cardfight Vanguard. And this week, in Cardfight Vanguard, Ryan, tell us what we've got on for today's show, my dear friend.
Right, so, as always, we've got the lovely judging of the show, but that's not until later. First, in the news, I don't know why I did that, but I did.
Yeah, keep going.
So we've just got some new cards,
Yep.
which are good. And in those new cards, we've also got the front triggers. Some
Yes.
new front triggers.
Trying
that we need to talk about.
Trying to make the front triggers relevant. Like
Yes.
reminds me of the time they did that with the draw triggers when no one was
They
playing
did.
draws. So they said, hey, the draw triggers are perfect cards now. Everyone's like, whoa, all right. Oh, hang on.
I'll play heaps of them.
I'll
Yeah,
use
why
draw
not?
triggers. And front triggers are, I think, fallen down the wayside. Nobody plays front triggers. I mean, I do for Bastion.
Yeah.
Because
I do for my good old Bruce.
For Bruce. But that's because, look, they built the decks to really need that buff.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's nothing a critical can't change, really.
True.
I mean, for Bastion,
true.
Bastion a critical works because you can restand. But for you, you're going to have to wait till set 2 before Bruce's gets tons of power. So you're not going to wait that.
Power, true.
Don't even have to wait that long. It's this month. Or is it next month?
Next month? July?
Is it?
July the 23rd.
It's July 23rd in English. Oh, okay. It's this month. It is this month for the for the Japanese. So there you go. Of course, we'll also have the drive check-in, where we check in with everybody. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about the Nightmare Dollars, Alice, when we spend some money. But, Ryan, do you know what we start with? What we have to start the show with?
What do we start with the show with? Because I've kind of forgotten. We're just kind of bad.
You haven't forgotten. You can't have forgotten. How could you have forgotten Oracle Drink Tank? I don't want to know what you were thinking. I only care about what you were drinking. Hey, tell me, what was that drink you just sang? Right here on Oracle Drink Tank. Yeah. Folks, if this is the first time you're listening to our show, well, do us a favour and go back and listen to the other ones. Do you know we had a huge spike in downloads? It doubled the amount of downloads. And yes, people, 4 to 8 is a double when you think about it. Yeah, for 2 episodes ago. And then these last 2 episodes have just tanked. So I don't know, we've done something wrong. We've changed something up, and I don't know what it was. So there you go. We've fallen
bring it back.
We've dropped something chronic, and I think that's because we're not producing enough video content. We can't, folks. We can't. But anyway, if you are listening to it, this is Oracle Drink Tank, where we talk about things we're drinking currently at present. If you're over the ages of 18 or 21 in your respective countries, come join me at my standing fight table for a drink. Today I am drinking a hot toddy. That is tea, honey and scotch.
Scotch.
It's really nice. It's really,
Very
really nice. That is going to keep me awake or put me to bed, one of the two.
Hopefully it will keep you up, because we've still got a couple of segments. But first, I'm drinking a Coke, no sugar, so absolutely boring. But you know,
do you not want to change it up? Do you just hate me? Do you just say stuff you, Nathan? We're just going to
pretty much. I'm like, I'll go for the cheap shit. Like,
no wonder people tune out. People are like, oh, let's see if Ryan's got something new. Hey, I'm drinking Coke again, and it's like, great, turning it off. Like, Nathan's is drinking something new. That's fun. What about Ryan? No, all right, turn the show off.
No, yep.
No one gets past this first segment, which I believe, because it's, you know, you have to sit through like nearly an hour, 2 hours sometimes of us prattling off.
Faffin.
I assume people like to listen to that though. You know,
I hope so.
I think I have funny takes on the world of Cardfight Vanguard. You know, I'm not one of the standard players. Granted, I play standard, but I'm not one of the standard players. And you know, you're Ryan. So I think honestly, it's a win-win.
Win-win for us.
Yeah, but anyway, hot toddy. I did that on a whim because I was looking at the house. I've got no alcohol left in the house. Lockdown. I have drank it all, and we've only been here for 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks lockdown now at this point? Yeah, it's going to be the second week.
Almost, yeah.
Second week ending this week. And I've powered through all my possible liquor in the house, except I had a half-drink bottle of scotch. I was like, ugh, I don't really want to have scotch. And then I thought, what if I have a cup of tea and pour it into the tea? Now that's a hot toddy. So that was nice. It's nice, actually. It's very nice. I'm almost inclined to make a second one. But then I have to boil the kettle, and I probably won't be doing that. Plus, I'd have to walk away from the recording, and that'd just be a nightmare, honestly, if I did that right now.
Yeah, just be a bit horrible.
It would.
Nightmarish.
Yeah, there it is. Thanks for.
I was trying to add in like
you should add it.
I've got nothing.
Know,
I was like I'll add some dollars in there, but I couldn't add any dollars.
I assumed I knew what you were doing, and then it's like I'm like, I can segue off of Nightmare, and you're like, yeah, it would be horrible. Well, it's not.
But
called
you've
horrible.
already said Nightmare. I can't really say Nightmare on the Nightmare.
No, I know, but I was going to just finish it off, but then you just said it was horrible. I'm like, all right. Anyway, time for horrible dollars, Alice. Shit.
It's Nightmare dollars.
Damn it.
Nightmare dollars, Alice! Did you spend a lot of cash? What did you buy this week? Did it kick your wallet's ass? Now I'm broke! It's a joke! I've got no money! It's got no money!
Seriously, Mum, can I borrow $50? Folks, this is the part of the show where we talk about the big bucks that we've spent, that we threw away. Right, have you spent any money this week?
I've received my cars that I purchased last week.
Oh yeah,
I was telling people.
Yeah, that was super quick.
It was very quick, so I'm very happy. I now have 4. That's right, 4 Edens. So I'm extremely happy.
I'm not okay with that.
I am, so that's all right. And that's about it. Seeing I'm in lockdown, I've done nothing. I've purchased nothing.
I'm the same. I bought nothing. I was this close to purchasing some cards today, but we'll talk about it in later segment about a deck I'm considering building now because of. We'll get there. But I was looking at the cards, and they're not expensive, but they're not cheap, and I'm just gonna stick to Bastion. I think it's easier, or I build an entire budget deck, but. You know, I can't. So no, unfortunately, folks, this week's Nightmare Dollars Alice has been derailed only because we haven't been able to go anywhere, go out, and we've got to save money. You got to try and you got to not spend all your money because, well, for instance, Caitlin is off work at the moment because she's a dog groomer and she's not allowed to go out and groom dogs. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, I keep working from home. I sit behind a computer all day, but Kate can't sit behind a computer and groom dogs unless, oh my God, that might be a new business model. She gets on Skype calls and tells clients how to groom their dogs.
Ooh.
That's a good idea. We're doing that one, actually. So, yeah, just saving the doshies, waiting for this to roll around and recording the podcast and then going to bed and crying. So that's pretty much my entire week, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, we should... No, we've already checked in. Have we checked in with people?
No.
No.
What?
Check-ins this time. There was going to be a good segue.
That's
there.
why I set you up.
Oh, no! What have I done?
Are you alright?
Oh,
You struggling?
I don't think so.
You struggling?
This lockdown, I think we're just struggling, and I think we need to check in with us.
There you go. Well, why don't we do that on this week's... Shut up. Drive check-in. All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request from Podfight Vancast. It's a special for the listeners, that real live bunch who play Vanguard, and I do mean the listeners. Here's a hit with them in mind. Drive check-in. We want to see you wearing a grin. No need to be bitter, just let us know upon Twitter. Hashtag Hi Ryan, let us know if you're flying. Or maybe you're glad to listen to me sing you the song in the perfect key. I know what you're thinking, this is your favorite song. Well, let us know on Twitter, give us that Nathan. Drive check-in right now. It's the drive check-in right now.
Leave me alone.
Hey, I was abysmal last week, and you're taking over. You're taking over for this one for me, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm taking the hit for us.
Ryan, this is part of the show where we like to check in with each other, check in with our listeners, check in with everybody and everyone going around. We hope you are well. I'm going to reach out to Choopy Tomato on Twitter, who has asked us if there's a Discord that they can join. Hashtag Hi Ryan. Hi Ryan hashtag. I like it. It means you're listening.
Hashtag Hi Ryan.
And yes, Choopy, as we said at the start of the show, and as a direct result of your influence, because I completely forgot about it. So, Choopy, this is all because of you. We are going to start a Discord. The Discord channel will be open when you listen to this. Come and join. Hang out. Do stuff. We'll probably be on it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we get on it? Is that how it works?
I don't know. I just go, hey, Hi Ryan, and then...
Oh, man, that is literally all you're ever going to do. People are going to join in.
It really is.
And then you're going to just pop in and say, Hi, Ryan, and then everyone will cheer, and then you'll leave, and then I'll have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my plan, to be honest.
Yes, I believe that. So, yes, folks, that is coming. And we are, eventually going to release our tutorial video. Honestly, it's going to be fabulous. I'm actually thinking we're going to invest so much time in it. Yeah, but lockdown has blocked that. We are also in the pipeline now. So clearly our YouTube channel, which I didn't even think was going to be a thing. I had no intention of it being a thing. Starting to get, again, people are actually watching our videos and people are liking. That's great. So Ryan and I have thought we need to come up with a few more interesting hooks and gimmicks and whatever. I mean, everybody can just do gameplay videos. CVGS and Aegis MK2s, D21 was great. Everyone loved that. So Ryan and I are coming up with our own super fun, crazy, wacky Cardfight Vanguard games that we're going to introduce. We've got one that we've already established and worked out the rules for pretty damn quickly. We won't spoil it yet, just in case we don't get the video out before somebody else. Yeah, because I reckon if we don't get the video out, somebody else takes it, then we look like we're copying them. And then it's like, oh no, but we said it on our podcast. And everyone will be like, yeah, your podcast will like 8 listeners. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well done,
Yeah, exactly. So, there's going to be a really fun one coming. Ryan, do you have any other cool ones you've thought of in the last... I'm still trying to work out that... I'm just going to say this one, because this one, if you can work it out, it's yours. A battleship one. Battleship Cardfight Vanguard. Like, I don't really know how we can pull
I don't know
off.
how we can do that one.
I mean, I've got an idea, but it's pretty crappy, but we'll work that out.
We'll work that out. No, sorry, I've only got that other one that we were talking about before.
That was a great one.
Yep. I haven't thought of any more, unfortunately.
Well, we will... In fact, I had a thought, right? The particular idea you've got, what if we come up with multiple variants on that one and then one day play a game with all of them included in it?
Ooh.
That'd be a hardcore game.
Ooh, I like.
All right, stick around, folks, because we've got this coming out. If we come out of lockdown on Thursday, because this Thursday we're supposed to be coming out of lockdown. If we are, Ryan, you're coming to my place, basically that night, and we're going to...
Smash it out.
All right?
Yeah.
Sound good to you?
It does. It really does.
Other than that, Ryan, how's your week been, mate? How's the last lockdown... How's this week of lockdown treating you?
Yeah, not too bad. Can't do much. So, yeah. What about yourself?
It's funny you say that. Like, there is literally nothing to talk about for this part, right? It's like, oh yeah, okay. What did you? I didn't go out and do anything interesting. I didn't do it. So Finley, my dog Finley, currently she's been eating what we have deemed Finley porridge. I'll explain. It's just some like dry food mixed with water and it turns it into a porridge. So she like just devours it, loves it. This is a story I've got. This is the best I can come up with for today's little just anecdote.
Oh, thank you. Yep.
So, and anyway, so Kate decides, all right, well, let's give her something else to sort of, because Finley's a rescue for everyone, and she's a very, very wasn't raised very well by her last owners. I don't know if I've ever spoken about this. So we've turned a corner with her, and we've had her for a year and a half, man. So it's like we've turned a great corner. She's happy, loves her life, but she's very food aggressive, resource guards, all of that. So it's the one thing we still can't break out of it. Also, the peeing in the house every now and then, it's just whatever. So we give her this bowl of porridge, right? So she loves it.
Yep.
So Kate goes, all right, we'll give her a bit of variety and gives her, I don't know, like one of the ones that Morrison eats, like a meat-based product. But instead of getting like a kilo of it, she gets a tablespoon. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she's been eating porridge for the last month that I think she's just forgotten how to chew. So she just puts the whole thing in her mouth and swallows. So starts choking. Mm-hmm. And we're like, what? And so Kate's on the scene, dog groomer, first day training with dogs, all of that. And bless, because if Kate was there, if Kate wasn't there, I had no idea what I was doing. I'd shove my hand down her throat and pull it out myself. But anyway, so, Finley just coughs it back up. And it's just this big lump of dog food that she's refused to chew. She's just tried to inhale it. So it's like, great, back to the porridge. Like, she doesn't... Because she just tries to eat it without... Like, she doesn't want anybody getting near it. So the porridge is great because she just basically just drinks it. But for food, she just started choking. So that was great. There you go. That's my story. I don't know why I thought of that story. No, I know why, because I thought it was such a stupid thing to have happened. Just the fact that my dog forgot how to chew food. And I always I need to tell that story to someone. And the people I want to tell it to is you, the Van Gangsters.
The Van Gangsters.
You all got to hear that story? I haven't told it to anybody else yet because I forgot until right now.
Well, that was the first time me hearing it as well. So
exactly.
I, part of the Van Gangsters,
got to hear.
First year.
That's right. So, there you go. That is the extent of my lockdown stories. I got nothing else.
You got nothing else? You got no news? No news at all?
Mate, the only news I possibly could have to give you would be break riding news. Stand up. It's break riding news. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We just tell the truth about that Vanguard life. Not some celebrity in trouble with his wife. Maybe it's a card you like. Maybe it's a card that just ain't right. Boom, boom, 1, 2. Hit you with that insight. So stand that Vanguard. We here all night. Aight? It's break riding news. It's break riding news. It's break riding news. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We out of here. Retired.
Have I redeemed myself?
No, you have not redeemed yourself. What the... Dude.
Leave me alone.
Have I redeemed myself, my lord? Yes, Ryan, you've redeemed yourself.
Well, thank you.
And because I'm so proud of how well you've redeemed yourself, Ryan, this is the news segment. Yep. What have we got on? What have we got on this week's news? You said it at the start, relatively.
I said it at the start. So we've got some new cards.
Remind people, because we've been talking for... Hang on, I'm just telling you. We've been talking for...
What are we doing?
20 minutes. People have forgotten already. Yeah. So tell people, what have we got on for the news?
I'm telling them. All right, so we've got some new cards for the good second set.
Brush with Legends.
Brush with Legends.
And do you know what I realised too? Everyone on Twitter, I think the Japanese is like Encounter with a Legend or something is what it's called. Encounter cards. Yeah, Encounter cards It's literally in the name.
Okay.
A brush with legends is like a brush is like an encounter, isn't it? A passing meeting.
Encounter with.
So in English, when the encounter cards come out in English, they're going to be called brush cards. Just keep that in mind.
You reckon?
No, but imagine.
You reckon they're just going to change it back to Encounter with the Legends? Or?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Anyway.
Not at all.
So we got them.
Yep.
In those new cards, we've got some front triggers as well that we want to talk about.
We do.
And I think we should just touch on lightly with the Springfest.
Yeah, with the Open, the AO.
Yeah, so we'll have a touch on that. You know a bit of some info about that, don't you?
Yeah, and it's funny, Cardfight Vanguard, not without its controversy, no matter where it walks, no matter how well it does, it brings in some conversation that, I don't know, people want to have. So it's very interesting to have read all these comments. I mean, you and I didn't watch any of the matches or participate or anything of the sort, but, you know, still something to talk about.
Yep.
So, well, why don't we get straight into talking about the cards that have appeared before us?
Okay.
Shall we? Shall we?
Let's go with a brush with the legends.
Do 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 do. All right.
First one's up to you, I think.
Yeah, I'll take over Brantgate for us all. So we have number 6 in the lineup. It's a triple rare. It is the Aurora Battle Princess Perio Turquoise, grade 2. The artwork on this one is very, very different to the other Battle Princesses, only because it's not stupidly cartoony.
Yeah. And it's not really spacey, is it?
Well, she's definitely in a little snow area, so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Seraph Snow. I guess it's the way it is. All right, her abilities here are on rearguard. Continuous during your turn. If 2 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets plus 5k power. So we're seeing a lot of these units where it's on rearguard. They get 5k from something happening. So, like they used to have that with... Like all the old cards back in the day, you might remember it was your 9k grade 2 that was when this attacks the Vanguard gets plus 5k power, blah, blah, blah. They've basically done this, but when your little gimmick is going off, you get an extra 5k power. Every deck has that at this point. So that's fine. Good. Because she also gets an additional ability. In the front row rear guard, when your opponent's card is imprisoned in your prison... Let me start that all over again. Front row rear guard. When your opponent's card imprisoned in your prison is placed on rear guard, that unit gets neg 5k power until end of turn. So this is basically this is such a needed card. Oh man, it's punishing people for pulling cards out of the prison. That's all this is. Because really, the prison is really, really good. But that was the problem, I think. Ultimately, it's too easy. Not too easy. It's easy enough to get them out of prison. You need some sort of incentive to really hold your opponent back. This is good. Ryan, any reasoning why they've made it a front row rear guard ability only?
Well, it's a grade 2, so you need it in the front row. But also... No, I've got nothing.
I'll tell you, mate. So, think about it this way. If I called this into the back row... And every time you called a unit from your prison and you lost 5k, how would you stop me from doing that?
Yep.
Unless you have a retiring, And keep this in mind, I could call 3 of these into my back row and you lose 15k each time.
Oh wow! Yes.
Yeah.
That's not nice at all.
No, the worst you can do is lose 10k because you can have 2 of these on it. You can neg that because this isn't a once per turn ability either, mind you. So. You can have 2 of these on the field and they lose 10k. Really, I could have 3 in the back row and you'd lose 15k each time. And you couldn't stop me unless you were playing like Kagero. Not Kagero, Dragon Empire. God, no. But that's why this is front row restricted. Makes complete sense.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with their Jedi Mind Sabers. Jedi Mind Sabers? What am I saying?
The Jedi Mind Sabers. Now that, Ryan, is a shirt. Cardfight Vanguard's Jedi Mind Sabers. I love that. Hey, riddle me this. A Mind Saber, is that anything? Or did you just make that up by accident?
I made that up
Yes!
just then and instantly regret it because it was meant to be Jedi
Lightsaber?
mind tricks, but
Oh.
then I realised it wasn't doing any mind tricks, so then it was meant to be Jedi sabers, and then realised they don't call them sabers.
But
So I'm just, yeah.
But you said Jedi.
Jedi. I don't even, yeah, what?
Didn't you? Did you say Jedi? I swear you said Jedi. Well, whatever.
I hoped I said Jedi, but
Oh,
anyway.
well, listen to that. Hey, even if you didn't, Jedi Mind Sabers is a new thing coming out on Podfight Vancast. That's the very first merch we release, apart from shirts. I'm just going to try and get like inflatable mind sabers, Jedi Mind Sabers. Do you reckon LucasArts can like cease and desist us, or Disney? Of course they will. Of course they will.
Yeah.
If we make money on it, we'll get a cease and desist, but only if we make money.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. That's a lot of faffing about. Ryan, moving on. Take us away with the second card revealed this week.
Alright, so it's a grade 2 for Stokea. So it's a Sylvan Horn Beast, Demanu? Yeah, anyway.
I would say Daminaru.
Demanu.
No.
Anyway. This is just bad for me today.
I know. You're really struggling, man. It's all good. Keep going. Tell us about how it borrows a fragment of the King's power. Go on.
Alright, so as I said, grade 2, 10k. It has auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is Magnolia, cost Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your rearguards, and until end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row and gets 5k power. Also has once per return on the rearguard circle. When this unit is chosen by your Vanguard's effect, this unit gets 5k until end of turn.
Cool.
I'm met on that.
Why? You tell me why, and I'll tell you why I think you're wrong.
Alright. Soul Blast 1.
Yeah,
is
okay,
a
I agree.
problem
I agree with
we've
that.
talked
Yep.
about before, but
I agree.
lately now they're getting slightly better with that. So that's a Soul Blast 1. If your Vanguard is Magnolia, right?
Right.
Choose one of your rearguards until end of turn. That unit can attack from the back row.
Sure.
Magnolia's ability is giving cards from the back row power.
And the
Only
ability.
if you're Persona Road.
Yeah, so it's Persona Riding.
Sorry, Counterblast.
Yeah.
So I prefer a Counterblast over a Soul Blast.
Yeah, but Magnolia only allows you to do one unless you Persona Ride. So
True.
if you haven't Persona Ride this turn, you get to do 2 attacks from the back row.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And if you choose this guy to attack from the back row, he gets 5k power, and because he's been chosen by the Vanguard's effect, he gets an additional 5k, so he becomes a 20k attacker from the back row.
Yeah, right. Alright.
See, not a bad card, though the Soul Blast
meh.
is... You're right, the Soul Blast is annoying.
I just think could have been better.
And don't forget, it's when this is placed on rearguard, it doesn't even have to be from hand, so...
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But
no.
it's still... It's good, but the only problem with it is we're still struggling with the Soul Blasting. There's just not enough putting cards into Soul.
Yeah.
Because all of the cards focus on Soul Blasting. So, not great. Not great in terms of its cost. But I like it. I think it's a useful card. Definitely you would sub it in.
Yeah.
All right, well, very useful cards. Let's keep this running, shall we? With the Stealth Dragon Togachirashi. Grade 1 from the Dragon Empire. It's a 7k grade 1. Double rare. And its ability is when this card is discarded from hand during your turn, you may put this card into Soul. Oh, baby. I feel like you want to run maybe 4 of these. I think we need to see...
3.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If you get this in your hand, start as a starting Vanguard, or if you get this in your hand as the opening hand, awesome, because you can dump this guy, ride from your ride deck, and he goes into Soul.
Yeah.
You're loading your Soul up for Eugene specifically, folks. We're talking about Eugene. Eugene doesn't have any other discarding cards from hands at the moment, so maybe you're right. I think 4 might be a little overkill, but if you can make the room for it, you can make the room for it.
Yeah.
But this is good. This is very good.
It will see play. For you,
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely will see play. I mean, you know, it's good. It's really good. Maybe not 4. Maybe you're right, 3. Maybe even just 2. But the problem is then if you get it after you've done your riding, it becomes a dead unit.
Yeah.
Because you can't discard it and it's only 7k. Maybe the double rare's a bit high. Maybe a rare would have been better on this one. Anyway,
I
the point
agree
is,
with that.
now that I sort of think about it, the point is that I liked it, and I still do. I think it's really fun. Definitely a useful card. All right, I'll keep us going here with Aurora Battle Princess Derry Violet, another double rare that could very well just be a single rare. I don't know. Let's find out. Grade 2 for Brandgate, 10k, blah blah blah. Its skill, auto. When this is put on guard circle, if one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit by a grade 2 or lower unit's attack until end of that battle. So, this is like a semi-perfect card? Sort of? I mean, your opponent, you have to have a unit imprisoned. Okay, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's a Soul Blast. Well, we know that Soul is not a problem for Brandgate at all. Because they've got another couple of cards here which is like soul charge like 9 or something, and you choose one of your units and it can't be hit by a grade 2 or lower unit's attack until end of battle.
It's useful.
Yeah, not against a Bastion deck, sorry to say.
Very true.
Because,
it will not see a lot of play with the versing of Bastion.
Well, because the thing is, it's as soon as you get to grade 3, that's it. Bastion, if you're playing Bastion properly, you won't have a grade 2 on the field.
Yes.
And if you do, it's only to boost, because it's, what's his name? Rook. But other than this is pretty good against everyone else. Like, I mean, look at Eden. This would block Eden. So that's great.
This would block Eden a lot.
Yeah.
But then again, I would be attacking a Vanguard. Choose one of your units. Oh, that's...
Yeah. This is effectively just a semi-restricted perfect guard.
Yeah, so you can use it on your Vanguard. That's a bit painful. I don't like that.
Yeah. So it's... And look, the other thing too, remember, it's a grade 2. It can intercept. So you can actually use it to attack, then intercept with it and still get the kickoff.
That's going to screw up Magnolia's attack as well.
Oh yeah, Magnolia would get shafted. Look, this is honestly, just because it doesn't work against Bastion, it'll work against every other deck.
Everyone else. Yeah, I'm just thinking, the only clan I think would be fine would be... Sorry, not clan. Only
Nation.
deck would be...
Oh, well, yeah, deck only.
Bastion. I think everyone else is going to have a problem with this card.
I think it's a good card. Certainly a good card. And I reckon... defensively, I don't know if the Aurora Battle Princesses struggle from defense. I feel they just struggle more from brute force. But hey, it's a perfectly good defending card. And really, how many cards do you need that imprison units? Like, you don't need to load your deck up with entirely imprisoning units because nearly every card has an ability to imprison now. This would be pretty good to just add a couple of them in, maybe 2 or 3 of them in there. Bang, shaft your opponent right at the crux. Remember, this is you can have this on the field. You can go, I've got no cards in hand, intercept, Soul Blast 1, boom, I've just perfect guarded.
Yeah.
Great, useful card.
Alright, next one is Wild Intelligence.
Yeah, boy.
Alright, so it is a grade 0 for Stokeia, and it's an order, a normal order.
Cool.
So, play this with cost, Counterblast 1. Discard 3 cards.
No, I just said that's fine. Fine cost.
Yeah, fine cost. Sorry. Discard 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with the same grade as your Vanguard or lower from your drop and call it to rearguard circle. If your Vanguard is Silverhorn Beast King Magnolia, choose up to 2 cards instead of 1.
Now that is good.
Sorry, what? Discard 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with the same grade as your Vanguard or lower from your drop.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can choose from your deck or your drop, is that right?
No. So you discard 3 cards from the top of your deck,
Mm-hmm.
then you choose 1 card from your drop zone. So you've just put 3. You've put 3 in there, but
3 in there.
you could have a drop zone already filled anyway, and you don't have to pick from the top 3.
Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't mind that, yeah.
I think that's good because it allows you to refill your field and bolster yourself for a 6-man attack.
True, very true.
So I think that's a pretty good card.
I'm a bit surprised it's a grade 0.
I'm not.
I don't see much play with it in being a grade 0, but you know.
Why not?
I just thought it would be very late game.
So what? It's grade 0. So what?
So
You can play it at any point. You can play it at the very start, or you can play it at the very end.
But I haven't seen many grade 0 orders. That's all.
Oh, so what? I don't think that matters. If it's a grade 3, it shafts you because then there's no point, right? Because then it's your Vanguard is Sylvan Beast, whatever. But no, it's allowing you from the very start to be possible to like refill your field.
Okay. I just thought, you would only use it when you're in grade 2 or grade 3, really.
Nah.
Anyway.
Let's
move on.
All right, let's talk about the first of 5 of the brand new front triggers that we've been given to keep them relevant. Blaze Maiden Parama. Now, or Blaze Maiden Parmigiana, as I'm calling her now. Now. She is a grade 0 front trigger, 4k, 15k shield. Continuous. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this gets plus 5k shield. Ryan, has this not caused a huge stir?
It has. I'm happy with it though. I like a good 20k shield. I need more heal trigger shields, type shields.
Yeah, I mean everybody's
Diabolist deck.
Look, I guess people are complaining maybe because of premium. I don't know, but look, 5k shield isn't going to change much in the grand scheme of things when you look at it, because really, folks, you're swinging for columns of bloody 40k minimum half the time. Extra 5k, whatever. If it prolongs the game slightly, cool. That's exciting. You don't want an easy win every time. Otherwise, you just go back to playing without a ride deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I have no issue with it. I think that's fine. Besides, is a 5k shield really going to make you then go, all right, I'm playing a front trigger?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I already play front triggers, so I might as well use this one.
Yeah.
But, you can't get mad at me for doing it. And on the same sense, if you're going to run 8 criticals, I wouldn't stress. And that's the thing. People go, this ruins the game, they say as they run 8 criticals. Okay.
Come on. Come on, son.
That's your prerogative if you want to run 8 criticals. All right, well, let me run an extra 5k shield. No, but that's not fair. That ruins the game. Says the guy who, again, has an ability to check all these criticals because, you can't win on skill. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Just like all the Grand Blue guys who had 16 critical triggers.
Hey, to be fair, what else did Grand Blue have going for it?
Not much.
Yeah, not much.
Not much at all. Alright, well, the next one is, again, another front trigger. This time it's for my good friends, the Dark States.
Go for it.
It is Diabolus Girls Natalia.
Finally, a name getting closer to mine. Go on.
So yeah, that's just a 4k, like the other 15k shield turns into a 20k if the opponent's Vanguard is grade 3. Exactly the same. And I'll use that because it's a Diabolus card and I like Diabolus. So
now, speaking of people being rude and everything, so it's funny. I'm just going through the comments on the wiki. We've already said that the wiki people are toxic, right? Because they are. They're horrible. So this person, I don't say gentleman, he may not be, or she may not be, has said now fronts can be 20k shields ? And so Nikon 94, and I'm going to say the name because you just have to go to the front trigger for this and work out. And Nikon 94, if I'm not mistaken, is a moderator or something of the wiki or the fandom. Goes, that's math for you. What? That's unnecessary.
Yeah,
you guys just
well
made
done.
a comment. The guy's just made a comment. No need for you to like, oh, that's just simple maths, idiot. Dude, come on. This is the thing. Toxic group of people. I despise the people on this.
Also on the Facebook, it was quite toxic.
Oh,
as well.
it was the Facebook. You sent me the image. You sent me a link.
I did send you a message because I was like, man, this is a bit over the top. I thought
it's so ridiculous. Yeah, here it is. So these are some of the comments. While G-stand triggers did get a bit of nutty, extra 5k shield is hardly worth throwing a fit over. I see no problem with triggers getting skills as long as they don't utterly take the piss, and 5k extra shield will hardly break the game. Right? So that's someone who made that comment. I agree with him.
Yeah.
A Marcel Gurman replies, OMG, you are such a brain-dead casual.
He's a top fan as well. I was just like,
fan.
What?
Exactly. He's a top...
What?
Come on. What are people's problems? Just... Oh my gosh.
I liked the guy's reply. He's just gone, that's adorable. No counter-argument. So resort to childishness. Boom. He's just drop-mic'd him. He's just gone, I see what you've done. And I just don't care. You're not worth my time. So, well done. Hopefully he's part of our Vanguard gangsters.
Oh, the good guy. Like, not the bad
The good guy, obviously.
No, not Marcel. Marcel's not welcome. No, Marcel, you're welcome because we are inclusive, unlike yourself. So anyway, moving on. Let's stop attacking all these poor people, Ryan. That's not what the arse are about.
Exactly.
Instead, let's attack Cardinal Prima Eculpa, the grade 1 for Brandgate, like a butterfly person. It's a cyber fairy, even better. Grade 1, it was at single rare, 8k. When this unit attacks or boosts, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, cost, retire a Shadow Army token, and countercharge 1. So
that's not bad.
2 of these, if you have 2 of these on the field, so Cardinal Orphist, his skill is Counterblast 2, call 3 Shadow tokens. So you can Counterblast 2 to get 3. This unit, if you have 2 of these on the field, retire 2 Shadow Armies, and you countercharge 2. Therefore, you got 1 Shadow Army token for free.
True. Do you need it though? Counterblast 2 is not a huge cost.
No, but you can only really pull it off twice. And the Shadow Army tokens are pretty... like, they're targets, really. Yeah, and now the other cards, there's plenty of other cards they're introducing here which are going to start retiring the Shadow Army tokens. Yeah, so this is a pretty good card. I reckon you absolutely need to have this. Like, I think this is a run probably 4 in this deck at this point.
Yeah, I can see that.
3 minimum, 4 maximum, like the rules would say. Yeah. Let's stay.
Math for you.
Well,
sorry,
that was pretty good. All right, well let's stay on the Brandgate with Whimsical Machine Beast Bug Motor. It is a grade 1 for Brandgate, 8k. It is Mechagodzilla effectively. And it's a bummer because it's for the prison guys, not for the Abyssal guys. So, anyway, I'll talk about that whole stuff later. But its skill, act on rearguard. If 1 or less of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, rest this unit, choose a unit card from your opponent's drop, and imprison it in your prison. So, this is an awesome card. So if you have 1 or less in your prison, you can rest him to call or to imprison a unit from their drop zone.
Yeah.
Now, the only problem is if you do this and it's a card they want. So say, for instance, I use this and imprison Eden.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, yes, I get my Eden back. So you just got to be careful. You got to. This is the point now. You're going to start imprisoning triggers, right?
Yeah.
That's what you've got to do.
Only some triggers. I reckon only draw triggers.
Yeah, because they're the... Wait, why are they
5k shields, yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't go back... But it doesn't go back to the hand. You can only call it to the field.
Oh, it is. You can only go to the field. Never mind me then.
The front trigger, though, because that front trigger is only 4k. So
yeah, true.
Crappy boost. So that's the best. So like you would honestly you would try to imprison their triggers. So if they've got any triggers, that's when you start using this guy. Otherwise, don't give them the freebies. But that's still pretty good.
I agree. Yep. He's not bad.
He's good. All right, we've got another front trigger here. So it's Cardinal Draco Enpiro. Cool looking space dragon or cyber dragon. Yep. Again, though, it's all just dragons. Same thing. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, your opponent's that is, it gets 5k shield. So it becomes a 20k shield. It's cool. It's cool looking artwork, but other than that, whatever.
Yep.
I don't know if you'd be playing front triggers in a Cardinal deck, because you'd probably want to load yourself up with criticals.
Yeah.
Because you're already going to be swinging for mad numbers anyway.
Yeah.
Something to consider. Another one. Okay, Bard of Heavenly Song, Alpac. It's for Keta Sanctuary. I'm definitely going to add this card to my deck. That's it. Grade 0, 4k, blah, 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 15k
blah,
shield.
blah.
That becomes 20 when they're on grade 3. Ryan, please take it away from me. You're up.
Well, I'm going to do another blah, blah, blah. It's the front trigger. It is Frenzied Heiress. Heiress. You don't pronounce the H. With the H. Without the H.
That's right.
Frenzied Heiress. Oh, far out. I'm doing it again. Frenzied Heiress. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. I said it. Finally. It's the front trigger for Stokeia, and it looks cool. So, there you are.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like this one's artwork probably the best. But that said, all these Stokeia sort of Grand Blue units have really good artwork.
Yeah, true.
All right. What were you going to say?
Back to you.
Thank you. Prayers that will reach someday. Grade 2 Keta Sanctuary Blitz Order. You play this card with Soul Blast 1, and if you have a rear guard with Overdress, choose one of your units and it gets 15k power until end of that battle. So you don't need to choose that Overdress unit, you just need to have an Overdress unit on the field.
Oh, yep, fair enough.
So you can choose your Vanguard. Pretty interestingly conditional, like 15k block.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't think this will get any use, because I think they've already got one of those, don't they?
I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah.
And it was like if you have 3 units or something. So I don't know. It's probably easier. Here, Ryan, you go. Your turn.
Okay. All right. So this one is Diabolus Attacker Iving. He is a grade 3 with Persona Ride. He has auto Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets power 5k until end of that battle. If you're in Final Rush, it gets 15k instead of 5k. This will not be seen in my deck at all.
Why is that?
Well, it's crap. It's Vanguard or Rearguard, so I was a bit surprised at that, because honestly, Bruce.
Yeah. Well, that's weird. That's weird. How many rear guards? How many other grade 3s have they brought out where it's like, oh yeah, it gets an ability on Vanguard? That's weird.
I'm pretty sure this one's the only one for Dark States.
It's definitely the only one for Dark States.
Unless for a specific ride chain, should I say?
Yeah. Correct.
Ride chain.
The
Baroness. Well, it's just. The referee, I think it's a referee, from the actual trial deck, does this better.
You get the 15k and you get to soul charge.
Because I don't like soul blasting unless it is for my boy Bruce.
Very fair. Well, I think Bruce gets himself another unit, or another ability. Let's hear this one.
So this is Special Violence Yell.
Nice.
It is a Blitz Order. It is grade 3. And it is choose Bruce on your Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, and it gets power to 20k until end of that battle.
That's
not bad,
awesome.
But
there's no cost to it, but
yeah. It's pretty good, but
yeah, nah. I like that
the other order better.
Yeah, I like what they're trying with the Blitz orders, but I just don't imagine Blitz orders are ever going to get any real attention.
No,
unless it's something other than it's like, oh, call a unit. Like, okay, I guess, but alrighty. Well, let's talk about Aurora Battle Princess Bilate Canary, grade 2, 10k. It is for Brandgate. When this unit is placed on Rearguard, choose one of your opponent's prison cards in your prison. Whoops. What have I done? I got rid of it. When this unit is placed on rearguard, choose one of your opponent's imprisoned cards in your prison and put it in your opponent's drop. Okay, that is
I like that.
That is a great ability. It's an on-call, so it's not awesome.
Yeah.
And it is only a common, so that's totally makes sense. But that's kind of good.
Because, like, when I play it, they say, "Oh, choose a card from your hand." I'm like, "Oh, I like this card for later on. I'll give it to you," and then later on, I'll get it back. But with this one, nah.
You could lose it. And plus, I could, I could imprison Eden and then bomb Eden into the drop zone. Now, obviously, it is hurting yourself too because you're taking cards away from your prison.
Yes.
On the flip side, though, late game, you're probably loading your prison up with probably about 5 or 6 cards at any one time, so it's really no big deal. Plus, you only ever really need you only ever need like 3 cards in your prison, really. So, as long as you can keep up with that, you're laughing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we have Cardinal Prima El Tipo, grade 1, 8k. When this unit is put on guard circle, if your world is Dark Knight, Soul Charge 1, Abyssal Dark Knight, Soul Charge 2. Yeah, it's okay. If you have to go heavy-handed on the Soul Charging, this card probably wouldn't be a terrible use, but it's taking up probably valuable spots now at this point.
Yeah,
it's a grade 1. It doesn't allow you can't intercept with it, so it's unlike that other perfect guard or the semi-perfect guard they've got. So, not sure if I'd be using that one. God, it's all me for the rest of it, Ryan. So you can kick back now because we have the Aurora Battle Princess Whopper Prune. Now it's very funny because her original name, when it was first translated, was Wappa, Wappa, and we all know that Wappa or Wap is wet ass. Percival, that'll do. Yep, you've got it. So there was a bit of a stir on the internet, and then everyone's like, "Oh, but Wappa means like handcuffs." I think it's like sort of like a Japanese way of saying handcuffs, whatever. I'm sure it is. Welcome to the English translations, folks. Things aren't the way they seem, but we have Aurora Battle Princess Whopper Prune. Love the name. I'd be curious to see if Hungry Jack's goes up, or Burger King. Hang on, the Whopper is ours. You can't have the name Whopper. And we were going to release the Whopper with prunes, so this is ours. Yuck. So anyway, it's a grade 1, 8k Bryant Gate. When placed on rear guard, if 5 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in prison, countercharge 1 or soul charge 3. Remember how I just said you don't need more than like 3? Well, how wrong I was. This card's pretty good for countercharging, but you need 5. It's a pretty big ask. And you have to hold on to this for ages.
Yeah, because it's on placed. Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like not ideal. Yeah, and it is only when it's placed. If there's something else, but now this is here you go. Nikon is giving us some good advice. Reminder: this effect you can only perform countercharge or soul charge, not both. A slash between them is where you can do both actions. So obviously. Sorry, Nikon. Duh. It says or. It doesn't have a slash. It says or. Anyway, shouldn't be mean. Otherwise, you'll turn the whole fandom against us, and then maybe that's why people aren't listening anymore, right? We've turned the fandom against us. Maybe we have. Oh well, who cares? And the final one under the list is now this is an interesting one. Let's say it the way I reckon it's probably pronounced. Octa Reward Sorceress. Though it could also be Octare Ward.
Yep.
So it's OCTA, Octa, meaning 8. Well, Octo is 8. Octa is also 8, but Octo would imply 8. So remember how I said that I'd have to play this deck if there was a card that had 8 in it?
8 in it, yeah.
Fortunately for me, I won't be playing this deck. Because it's a grade 3 and it's a common. It's such a bummer. If this was like a double rare or something and it wasn't grade 3, then I'd be talking to you. But anyway, grade 3, 13k, blah, blah, blah. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, if your Vanguard is Hexa Orb Sorceress, retire this unit, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. Now remember, Ryan, you can only do 1. You can't do both.
Can't do both. Yep.
So it's not great. And the thing is too, it's like when your drive check reveals a trigger, you then have to retire this unit to countercharge or soul charge. So like you have to make sure you attack with this unit first. Yeah. Otherwise you'll lose the attack. Yep. So it's not so good. It's a shame. I really liked the idea of having this Octa card, but oh well. It's not here for me, mate. It's not here for me.
No, it is not.
Yeah. So I think that's all our cards, isn't it?
That's all our cards. Yeah. So now, do you just want to do a quick thing about the Springfest, and then we can...
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so the Springfest happened over the weekend, which was basically all these people playing, versing each other. It was like the online tournaments, so we got to get those all kicking off. That's exciting. Now, I hope everybody had fun doing it. I kind of wish we did it, Rye, but I just... Yeah. I just forgot, to be perfectly honest with you.
To be perfectly honest. Lockdown brain.
I know. And actually, I forgot, this weekend I was actually volunteering from my home for Pets of the Homeless. Basically, people donated money, and I was drawing pictures for people. You've seen my artwork, so you know it's pretty good, but the whole idea was to draw badly. So that's what I was actually doing Friday night and Saturday. So nice. I didn't really have... Yeah, that was really cool. So did a lot of artwork for people, which was really awesome. So it's just drawing people's pets really badly. I think my favourite one is I drew someone's cat. They sent a photo of their cat in a KFC box. So I drew a cat in a KFC box eating chicken. But anyway, the point therein is, that's why I completely forgot about it. But the thing to take away from it, and like I said, there's always controversy that follows, look at the front triggers, is everybody, or the majority of people, were complaining about the over triggers.
Yeah.
Saying that they lost games to over triggers. I lost 3 games in a row because of an over trigger, so I was bombed out because my opponent got a lucky over trigger. Well,
that's what's going to happen when they use over triggers.
This is the thing. I want to agree with people, I do, but if you lose to an over trigger, it's probably because you were on 5 damage, right?
Yeah.
So... Unless, of course, they hit, like, double critical and then over-trigger. That's a different story, I guess, like for Brandgate. But I reckon it's just sour grapes, and people can now use over-trigger as an excuse to why they lost. Oh, I would have won that if you didn't check the over-trigger. Like, you and I have had matches where I have won off of a bum over-trigger. Like, there was, like, I shouldn't have won, but I got the over-trigger. Okay, great. Or...
I've healed the 6th damage couple of times.
I wish we recorded that one fight where you healed 4 times and over-triggered to save yourself. Like, that was awesome. I wish we filmed that fight. But we have to film all our fights moving forward.
Definitely.
But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, there's sometimes, but I just still feel that people are now going to use that excuse, and so many people were using that excuse on Twitter. So many people. Oh, I only lost because of the over-triggers. I didn't see anyone come out saying, I only won because of an over-trigger. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think that's just the way it is, folks. And the over-triggers really don't make that much of a difference. And besides, sorry, when I'm versing like a deck where it's Counterblast 1, I get to countercharge 1, restand my Vanguard, it gets 100,000, or it gets, 10k attack, extra critical, and you can't call perfect guards to the guard circle. I'm like, right. What's the difference? What's the difference? And everyone's just going to forget the fact that we had hugely busted cards that abilities would go off every single turn. Right? Yeah. Overtrigger is a once in a game if you're lucky. Do you know how many times, Ryan, my overtrigger for not Brandgate, Keter Sanctuary has gone off?
How many times?
0 times. I am yet to see it. Right, I think I damage checked it once or something, but I'm yet to get it. It
was great. I'm enjoying myself.
I'm yet to see it. So this is the thing. Where people are going to jump up and down and complain about it, but it's just giving them an excuse. It's just giving people an excuse now, and I think that's all it is. Because, like I said, I used to verse people who like Waterfall. Okay, Draconic Waterfall, back in the day when we were in the tournaments, 6 years ago. How many people were playing Waterfall?
It was one person in every team because it was a team of 3.
Yeah,
and that was if you weren't playing a reverse deck, because this was the reverse time, and it was you had to have all 3 of you as reverse, and then all 3 of you as non-reverse. If you're reversing a non-reverse team, one of them had them.
Oh, did I say Waterfall? I meant Nouveau.
Nouveau, yeah.
Sorry, it was dumb of me.
Grade 4,
Nouveau,
whatever, yep.
Whatever its name was.
And it was just horrible. And that's how we lost. I'm pretty sure you versed every single one until...
I'm pretty sure I kept going up against these damn Nouveaux. But, like, its original ability... Let's just address this, right? Its original ability was Limit Break 4, Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 3, retire all of your opponent's rear guards. Okay?
Yep.
Then continuous during your turn, all of your opponent's trigger effects are nullified. During the battle that unit attacks the Vanguard, your opponent cannot call grade 0s from hand to guard circle.
Yep.
My triggers are nullified, so I can't heal, right? You can retire all of my units, and I can't call grade 0, so I have to perfect guard you. Like, but everyone played that card. Everyone played that card in the tournament. And yet now we're all upset about the overtrigger, where you might get it once, but instead I have to sit there and every turn not be able to block that. So, sorry, guys, not really sold on your argument about the overtriggers. Anyway. Well, Ryan, speaking of not buying things, we need to address something too that we knew that was coming. I think we spoke about it happening. I hoped it wouldn't happen, but it's happened. And that is hella price gouging on the start decks. Now, we know that the start decks are $3.99 US, and over here they're $8 or whatever in Australia.
Yeah.
That's
very
fine.
nice.
I'm fine with that. With that. I think the old start or the trial decks were $19 at the time, whatever.
Yep.
So my cousin reaches out to me, my cousin Ryan, not this Ryan, but a different one. No. My cousin Ryan, who was part of our team that got us to the finals, that got us 4th place, best in Australia. Yes, still holding on to that. So he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I haven't really gotten it overdressed, but I know you're into it and everything. And is it any good?" And I said, "Mate, having a great time. I think it's really good. They've really done a great job. Blah blah blah." I said, "You should get into it." I said, "Mate, when lockdown ends, let's catch up and I'll give you some of the decks to try and we can have a play." He goes, "That's absolutely awesome. That's absolutely awesome." He then says me a follow up. He goes, "Oh, look, I was thinking about just buying a start deck." I said, "Mate, just grab them all." And he goes, "Grab them all?" I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, it's a bit much, isn't it?" I said, "What? They're $8, dude. Just do it." And he goes, "But Alternate Worlds has them for $23.
What?
And I went, "What?"
What?
Alternate Worlds, a place that Ryan and I used to frequent quite a lot. They were always overpriced. I knew that.
Yeah.
They were always overpriced. Like if you needed to get last minute cards, their price for their single cards wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But buying the packets there and the boosters and everything was just never
worth it.
Wasn't worth it. And the owner of the shop loved Podfight Vanguard, but it's a comic book store. It's all of that. So I get it. But it was so overpriced. So you'd only ever buy from there if you had no choice. But I didn't expect to see that the start decks were marked up to $22 per box. What is that?
What? No way.
That is enough that makes me go, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. That's actually really offensive. That's really, really offensive. And I remember him once, Ryan, and see if you remember this, saying to us, because you and I were buying singles, and he said that kills the business. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And he said to us, that kills the industry. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, because you're not buying the boxes, you're buying the individual cards from individual people. I said to him, "Mate, if you didn't charge so much for your boxes, maybe I'd buy them here." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's a disgusting markup." And that was obviously going to happen, but I thought that would happen with third-party retailers. I thought that would happen with people on the internet going, "Oh, you need the cards that badly, I'll just buy a bunch of boxes for $8 or $4 US and flog them." He's a retailer. he's a retailer who is selling the boxes, and he's only just... Granted, he only just got them too, which is a bit of a shock. He hasn't got the boosters yet. I shudder to think how much the booster boxes will be. That said, we should keep an eye out, because if he's not charging any more than Neko for the boosters, we should get in on that, because those cards are
I doubt it, though. But
he'll be looking
I
at
would love to
150.
buy some more boxes.
He'll be looking at $150, no question. But the point is there, folks, it's happening already, so make sure... If you need the decks that badly, or if you didn't get them, don't give these greedy people money. You can get it. Yeah. You can get them elsewhere for cheaper. Don't do that. But there you go. So my cousin actually went. I think he bought them online from Neko, because this is during lockdown. So he managed to get them. So I think he bought them online. But he's got them all. Good. Yeah. But no. That was the last bit of... Actually, not the last bit of news. Actually, I do have one more bit of news. Ryan, did you do a bit of research in any decks? Did we do all of that like we said we would?
I had a quick look at one, and that was about it.
More than I did, mate. More than I did. We will, though. I will say this. I did a bit of research into Orphist. I think you did too.
Yes.
Cardinal Deus Orphist. I kind of want to build that deck.
It looks fun.
It seems like a standard power deck. I think that the Orphist moving forward with the whole retiring his shadow units, I think that's going to start to be a bit more player friendly, a bit more interesting. But I certainly really want to give that a shot. It looks fun. I like the artwork. We've always said the artwork is really good for them. Very Link Joker-esque, but the Star Vaders. But I want to give that a bell. I think that'd be fun to try. I definitely want to try that. And yeah, that's it. It's just a side note. I'm still going to be a Bastion player, everyone. Don't worry, Bastion's my boy. But Orphist seems a bit of fun, so I kind of want to give Orphist a crack. And who knows, maybe I'll defect to Orphist. I won't.
I can't say you're doing that.
No, I don't either. But speaking of Orphist, though, Ryan, I think that's quite a neat little segue, tidy up, move across, folks, to a little anime. A little anime that this show that we do judges every now and then for a succulent Chinese meal. I see you know your judo well. That is a meme, everyone. I look it up. Look up succulent Chinese meal. You will not be disappointed. But back on track. Yes, it's an anime that we judge called Podfight Vanguard, and one of the main characters plays Orphist. So,
I reckon we should zig and zorga our way over
with this week's Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judging an anime. Judge Shuffle. Was it good or bad today? Let's find out. Ryan, I loved that. I didn't. I just wanted to let you have that.
Yeah. I was like, because you did a pause. I was just like, oh, is that all right?
That was awesome. I just had to comprehend how clever that was. So every now and then you come up with a redeeming quality.
Oh, thank you.
So
you.
That was good.
It takes a lot of time.
Well, right, let's find out then. Speaking of redeeming at oneself, like you did earlier, does this week's Podfight Vanguard redeem itself in the eyes of you and I?
I reckon it does.
Well, hang on.
I enjoyed it.
Hang on. Hang on.
Oh.
Don't tell people whether you think it was redeemed or not just yet.
Oh. Well, do we go back and?
Well, yeah. Don't tell. So let's find out in due course whether you think this episode has redeemed itself And this is episode 9?
9.
9, thank you. Overnight Statue. Now, Ryan, I was incorrect. It wasn't about a statue coming to life and battling them. I thought it would be.
No.
But you were correct in saying it was a Masanori story. Look at you.
Yeah, so we got half right. We were half right. We got half of it, okay.
Half of that. So that's half an over trigger.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's dive straight into it. So
yeah, let's go.
We get the opening shot of Wonder Hill. Lots of people are playing. They're all playing their card for Vanguard. I missed that. I wish we were doing that, Ryan. I wish we were doing that.
Yes, I agree.
Now, we've got Zuxa versus Megumi in a match. Now, Zuxa makes a sarcastic comment in his dry wit about Megumi being full of energy when clearly she is not. Lol, lol, lol. Now, this bit's a bit... I think this... Alright, let's look at this. So, Megumi replies that it's useless to fight him in the daytime. Now, I'm assuming it's because he plays Cardinals. Like... Is that what she's referring to?
I think so, yeah. I think he's very much of a romantic and believes that Vanguard should only be done in the night sky.
We also find out that the reason they can't play at night is because Danji hasn't paid the bills yet.
Yes.
So look at that throwback to the last episode. Oh, wow, they're tying it all together. Good for them. Good for them. Good for the writers, showing they know how to write. But Yu believes in Danji's ability to be an adult, which is interesting because he's proven that he can't be an adult because he can't keep the power running. Then I clued in Team Blackout because when he says that, Zuxa holds out the card, right? He holds up his sleeves and it's Team Blackout sleeves. And I'm like, oh my God, literally, this episode is about taking things literally. Team Blackout, they have no power. It's Team Blackout. Like, they were like paralleling each other. So I wonder if the writers did that on purpose. But there you go. That was interesting. Yep. They're taking things literally. So it's Team Blackout. We can't have power. And then a helicopter shows up. So we're going down the stupid route. So this episode already is going to be down the silly route. And it continues from there. But the helicopter rocks up and not Danji, Yu makes a comment, oh, that helicopter's been flying around for ages. And then we get Flight to the Valkyries. Rum bum ba ba bum bum rum ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum bum. Then Daniel Bryan comes out and everyone's going yes, yes, yes. And Daniel Bryan runs in and then he kicks Zuxa in the head and sends all the cards flying away. That's a half.
And Napalm was around everywhere as well because I just think Napalm when I hear that song with that helicopter.
Yes, and we could have also gone with Apocalypse Now. So that was all wrong, folks. It was actually closer to what Ryan said than what I said. So the helicopter, as it comes down to land, actually blows Zuxa's cards away. So we lose all his cards, and he goes running to find them. Masanori steps out, and then we get the intro. Now, I rewatched the intro for the first time since they first played it. The intro is so good, right? And it looks like a story. It looks like a story is actually being shown in front of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the intro has more character than the actual characters do. That's just my takeaway from this. Like, everyone's crying and stuff, and like, why? Because you don't really get any explanation to that. And there's a lot of those cool shots. I don't know, the intro's great. Guys, rewatch the intro. If you don't watch it, watch it. So, basically, we've got Masanori here. He's here for Danji. Where's Danji? I want to see Danji. Well, Danji's not here because he's working to not pay those bills, folks. He's going to work so he can't pay the bills. That's the takeaway that I take from this. So there's about that, right? So, anyway, he's like, nah, that's a shame. And then Zuxa shows up, right? He's pretty pissed off. He gets his glasses on. He's in a hunch. And he's grunting and... And I'm just like, wow, what is this? Where is this going? What did you think of this, Ryan? I gather you enjoyed it.
I was like, okay, fair enough. Go ahead, just be who you are.
Because Tamari is able to translate for him. She understands he's grunting, and then
she understands
he
punk.
Well, we haven't got that far yet because we find out that that's just his. Hang on, Ryan, get there in a second. We find out that that's his age-old blood. And I'm like, age-old blood? This is, again, one of those bizarre phrases that they choose. So it turns out Zuxa was a legendary punk who was feared throughout Kaga. So what Ryan just said. But it was only 2 years ago, which is interesting. So it's like nobody in Team Blackout has been together for more than a couple of years tops. We know that Megumi has only joined about a year ago. No, we know that. Sorry, she'd only joined a year ago. In fact, and this is obviously we're getting backstories on every character now. Is it not too late to be trying to do backstories?
After all the horrible backstory they've done, or for the others, let's just do some more. Some more
horrible backstories. Anyway,
I think it's just going to be season 1 backstory.
It's the way it seems. So we find out that Zakusa was the mad dog of Kaga. He used to cause trouble with other punks and the police. That's how he runs into Tamari. Tamari basically gives him community service insofar that he gets relegated to Danji's care. But for some reason, she believes in him. She believed in him. She made him go to college. She, made him look like exercise. She rode him like a pony and smacked his bottom with a riding crop. So, Now, no kink shaming. We don't kink shame here at Podfight Vancast. But that's a theme that'll carry across throughout the whole of it.
Because I sent you a message.
You did, and I was very confused because I hadn't watched it at the point where you watched it, and you said it wasn't bad, even the kink stuff, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I thought you were taking the mickey. You were not taking the mickey.
I was like, is this a kid's show?
It doesn't feel like it's... No, it's definitely not a kid's show.
It's not a kid's show anymore.
No, it's not. I think they made that pretty clear at the very start by having everyone crack onto Yu. Spoilers, let's get there in a minute. Now... Like I said, though, we're not here to shame or judge on that part, and neither is Masanori. He doesn't care about any of this. He's only here for Danji, and he leaves. And Zakusa's like, "Well, what about my card, bro? Like, what are you gonna do with my card?"
What about
my
Orphist?
Yeah, he's like, "Orphist, I lost one of them," and he's like, "Yeah, bye." So then he's really mad. He's foaming at the mouth, and then we get Tamari basically like. More kink stuff, and like she dominates him and tells him to sit, roll over, beg, blah blah blah. Treats him like a dog, and then he acts like a dog. So it's like really that it's all submissive stuff, and I'm just like they're one step away from him being on a lead and being walked around a shop. And then they say the mad dog, more like a chihuahua. So we're taking it literally again. Look at this. This whole episode's just being taken literally. And though Megumi calls him a chihuahua, and clearly she has never met a chihuahua before because chihuahuas are vicious. Those are psychopathic dogs. They are a ball of hatred and anger rolled into a tiny little package that's only outlet is to be violent. So...
have you had bad experiences with chihuahuas?
I have not. I'm getting. No, Kate's a dog groomer, right? So trust me. As what's his name? Masanori is about to leave. Yu goes, but what about Toya? What about Toya? I still care. We all do. We want to know. And he's like, yeah, bye, and flies away. So, being the good little tattletale that Yu is, he goes and blabs to Danji about Masanori. He came over here and tried to fight you.
Find you. With an attack helicopter.
Well, yeah, with an Apache attack helicopter. So, we really get this. And he's like, whatever, who cares? And then Zakusa's like, why are we even here helping him out? And it turns out he needs the cash to go buy himself a brand new Orphist. So that's why he's here. That's why he's here helping out. Him and Yu, because they need the money. And so they finish the job. The lady of the bathhouse says you can use the bath now. They think that's great. Danji says, sorry, I've got to go to my next job. I'll see you later. So Yu and Zakusa are relaxing in the bath when Zakusa realises that Danji's actually flogled off with all the cash.
He has.
Cheeky lad. He's stolen the cash.
Well,
but yeah.
He needs to pay for the bills.
He's got to pay the bills. And those bills are more important than a single Orphist card. You only need one.
Yeah.
Right, he only needs one.
Needs a bit more.
Okay, he's got 3, I take it.
Yeah.
Granted, he may only have 1 in his deck.
No, you need more for Persona. You need a Persona.
But he didn't. Maybe this is all it is. I'm just saying.
Oh, maybe.
Just saying. So, no sooner that happens, we get Fly to the Valkyries again. Bum, 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 bum. And the helicopter shows up. Is it Fly to the Valkyries or Rise of the Valkyries? Oh, it is Fly to the Valkyries. No, it's Rise of the Valkyries.
No idea.
No, it's Ride of the Valkyries. Even better. Lol. Ride of the Valkyries. There you go. I got it right. Starts playing again. The chopper shows up, and we are greeted with a sight that I just didn't expect us to ever see, but a naked, albeit except for a towel, Masanori skydiving from his helicopter and he's coming down, and I'll say this: he's ripped. This guy is jacked.
Yeah, he's not bad, is he?
He's got a body. So he comes down. He's here to speak to Danji. Mm-hmm. Danji's gone. You've missed him, and he goes, "Oh well, guess I'm just going to jump in." So he dives in. So he gets his kid off, obviously, because they're in a bath.
Yeah,
public bathhouses. You get naked, and I'm going to be careful with my wording on this one. So trigger warning for anyone listening, because it's a pretty nasty topic. So I'm not going to go too much into it. But Masanori goes in the water. He comes up behind Yu. Yu starts to freak out, and he starts rubbing him sort of, and saying things. And Ryan, this is the part where I turned it off and said, I'm done.
Oh,
I think this is stupid. This is ridiculous. And so that's it. I give this episode 0 over triggers out of 1 for me. I didn't watch the rest of it. I don't care. I thought this was ridiculous, stupid, absolutely crap. Because he was... I just thought it was ridiculous. Go on, Ryan, finish the show for me. How did it go?
Oh, well, okay. Well,
I'll
look at my notes.
Terrible writing. I just hated it.
That bit was a bit... you were just why? But anyway.
Why is a grown naked man caressing a child? I'm sorry. What are we watching? Why are we watching this? Why are we watching this trash? What are you trying to... How is this a Cardfight Vanguard anime anymore? Right? Anyway, you take it away. I don't know. You go. You finish it off. I trust you have notes for this.
Well, you see, I do, funny enough. So here we go. So Yu asks Masanori about Toya again. And so this is where we found out that we go into backstory for Masanori. Because instead of asking the question, answering the question simple, we've got to go backstory, and we find out
how is Toya. Well, let me tell you my backstory. Oh,
yes,
okay.
Let me start from the beginning. No. He's like a human jukebox. If anyone gets that was a Ant-Man and the Wasp reference.
I didn't, but a cool.
No, you didn't. Fair enough.
No, I didn't get it, but okay.
So we find out Masanori was a monk.
Really?
Yep.
I thought that was just I just thought that was Danji, because Danji says it. I thought he was just insulting him.
No. He was a monk.
Cool.
Yep. And this is where it gets weird. Or weirder, should I say.
Right.
Toya.
Yes.
Toya comes, right, to the monk temple. And what do you think Toya arrives on?
An Apache helicopter.
You would be wrong. He arrives on a dragon. Yep. And he's like, I want to fight the strongest person here. And all the monks are like, yeah, let's do our kung fu, getting ready. And they start to go after him. And then he puts a Vanguard card on their forehead. Boop.
What?
He boops them with a Vanguard card. And they fall over. And then he has a fight with Masanori.
Okay.
And he gets beaten by Toya.
Right, so that is an incredibly different backstory to the one that Toya showed, where Masanori's like, hey, aren't you that kid who goes to Vanguard? I'm going to be your friend now. Wasn't that the story?
No. It's dragon, monk temple.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's how it is.
All right. I must have missed that. In the Toya backstory. Okay, go on.
Yep. So that happens. He talks about that. Yu looks depressed because he didn't actually get an answer from his question, and Masanori leaves.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yep.
Sweet. All right. Sweet.
Yep. But so he's climbing up the ladder and he misses. He loses his towel because let's keep going with the child PG show that we're watching.
Yeah.
So we go back to Wonder Hill, and we see Yu and Megami go hunting for the Orphist, because they're nice. They're nice friends. And they go looking for him in the forest near Wonder Hill.
Yeah.
They find it, which is all very good, up in the trees. But before we get to that, so you see it in the trees, and then we get cut. We cut to Darji talking to Tamari about the bills. Because guess what? The lights are on.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So he's paid for a month. And Darji's like, yes, I paid for the month. And Tamari's like, yeah, it's just this month, you know. Have you got enough money for next month and the month after? And he's like, oh, I don't. You know what? Time to go hunting for a job. So he leaves.
Right. And let me guess, Ride of the Valkyries plays,
Mm-hmm.
and the helicopter shows up again?
Helicopter shows up.
All right. There you go.
Yep. Masanori sees a lovely painted H for helicopter parking. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to park right there.
Okay.
By jumping out of the plane. With a parachute.
Right.
Yep. Now, you would think he would land nicely on that nice parking H.
I
wouldn't
assume
you?
not. Sure.
No, he doesn't. Fireworks. So, literally, fireworks are shooting at him. People are shooting fireworks at him.
So this is just like taking on the bulldozers with water pistols, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But this time it's a bit more.
Actually, it's like they're trying to kill him by the sound.
They're actually trying to kill him, not with water pistols. Like, this is
Let's shoot
fire
fireworks
and fireworks. Like, this could hurt him and
Cool, man.
perpetually burn his parachute, which he's using to survive at that very moment.
Well.
So, he finally gets down, and he decides to have a talking to with, Masanori has a talking to with Zakusa, saying, "Hey mate, you almost killed me. What's the hate for?" He's like, "Man, earlier in the episode, you came in with a helicopter and made me lose my Orphist.
Yeah.
So let's have a fight."
Yeah, it's all about this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he challenges him to a fight now.
Challenge them to a fight.
I
Now,
assumed he was just-
do you have a
assumed-
fight then and there? You would have a fight then and there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, what? No. Have a overnight break. So,
Sure.
they have a break. You have one day to get your affairs in the order.
Okay.
So, and then we find out that Masanori has decided overnight to build a statue in Wonder Hill. He's got permission, so it's okay. But yeah, he's made a statue of Buddha.
He built a statue overnight.
He builds a statue overnight.
Hence the name Overnight Statue.
Yep.
It's literal again. So,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
he
the
builds-
nickname of the overnight statue of a Buddhist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, so they call it an overnight statue?
Yes.
What?
Yep. Not like great Buddha statue or anything, but no. So
Right, okay.
statue happens, and they decide to have their card fight. Finally.
Fair enough. Okay, great.
So this is what I was.
Do they
looking
fight
for.
in-
Orphist versus Zorga?
Right, do they fight in the Shadow Realm? Because that'd be cool.
No, they don't.
What? But it's zombies and the Abyssal Dark Knights. Why would you not put this one in the Shadow Realm?
Because they don't fight in the stage.
What?
Yep. Because the power's still out. No, of course the power's on. I don't understand why they didn't.
What? But this is...
Yeah, so they
is
decided
like
to have a
that's,
fight on the table.
Yeah, alright. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So they have a fight. Tamari rips the crowd into a frenzy. gets them to shout Vanguard, because why not?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, like the whole crowd, so they're like, Vanguard! And like, yeah, Vanguard! Say it again! Vanguard! Vanguard! Now, say it in a sexy guy voice. Vanguard.
I'm not acknowledging that. No, not acknowledging that.
Yeah,
No.
probably for the best. So we go into the fight. And they're like, I shall curse you in perpetuity. That was alright. That was pretty funny. So they do a bit of funny wording.
Funny.
Yeah, they do.
Funny.
They do some. Like they do some funny words.
That sounds funny.
So Abyssal Dark Knight happens, which is all good. Dark Knight and then Abyssal Dark Knight happens, which is also really cool. So the fight is a bit of fun. It's a bit intense.
Do you get do we get Zorga versus Orphist? Like, do we get a proper fight like every other one?
No, so you don't actually get like a cool anime fight of Zorga versus Orphist. That would be awesome, like you did with Bastion. And so this is I was originally really high. I was a bit high.
I don't want to take that away from you. If you want to give this right, like I'm negative about this whole thing. Right?
Yeah,
I'm negative because I've now put myself in a spot where I just don't like what they're doing.
No.
So don't let my toxicity seep into you. If you liked it, Ryan, you can like it. I gave up on it the moment we had bath time with the creepy uncle. That's it.
Yep.
I've given up. I'm not watching the rest of it. This is so I turn it off now. Right?
Yeah.
Remote turn the TV off.
Remote's good. Yeah.
I played Mass Effect. Right. That's what I did. So.
Yeah.
Right, but don't let my hatred skew your vision. Anyway, where were we?
All right,
so they don't have a fight. They don't get a cool fight.
They don't get a cool fight, but they do still get a fight, which is still pretty cool in a sense.
What,
so
is it
we get
proper, at least a card fight, or
proper card fight? So Masanori lets the damage go through, and we see Masanori's deck go through with a bit of alchemy magic, which is cool.
That's cool.
We finally see some alchemy magic, and we see a bit of the Dark Knight and the Abyssal Dark Knight with Zakasa with his Cardinals, which is cool.
Do we get and all the I take it shadow tokens and everything? Or?
Yeah, we see some shadow tokens, and
that's cool.
It's all good fun.
That's good. I like that. Okay, I like that.
So in the end, so we find Orphis executes Masanori, which is good.
Sorry,
yeah,
what?
he just executes him. Shum, because he's got like a Grim Reaper thing.
The big scythe.
Shum.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit of coolness.
Okay, that sounds really okay. Like this fight sounds like it has some cool parts in it, but I don't get to see a zombie pirate versing an alien with a scythe.
Yeah, so we only see a bit of the scythe, a bit of which is still cool. I still enjoyed that.
Do you see Zorga at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like what they're doing is they're like, let's do this anime story in the background and ignore the obvious cool stuff you have the chance to do.
Yeah, you yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm crushing, but
no. Go on.
Danji comes back.
Right.
Comes back after the end of the fight, and he sees the statue because it's not just a small statue; it's a big ass Buddha.
Right.
And
that he
he's like, he's like, I like it, and they're like, what? Why do you like it? And he's just like, I just like it. And Masanori's like, finally someone that likes it. Oh, it's Danji. I didn't want Danji to like it, pretty much. But anyway. Oh, hey,
okay.
Danji. Toya is coming back. He has wandered the three hells, and he isn't the old Toya. Prepare for battle. And yeah, that's pretty much what he says. And
now, That's cool. So that's finally setting up a story.
Yes. So the last little bit is pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Now you've got me thinking.
With 3 episodes left.
It's just it was an all right. Yeah. All right.
Oh.
So I can pretty much tell what you're going with. How many over triggers?
I've already told you it's 0. It's 0 out of 1. It got 0 halfway through. And it doesn't get redeemed. I don't care if the fight was good or if they you can't redeem what you did. And I read the comments on YouTube. No one is talking about this. Everyone's just accepting it. I don't understand why we're letting that crap slide. But anyway.
Yeah, like I let it slide. I was one of those people.
Fine.
I was just like, yeah, it was a good episode in the end. But now talking back.
No, don't let me.
It's official. I'm gonna have to. It's a 0 for me as well. I watched it all. I thought it was pretty cool. The last little bit, awesome. But again, it doesn't redeem it, does it?
I think the problem is, if you're judging the episodes like we're doing it, you're not enjoying them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, look, you can watch the episode with your brain turned off, and it's just, it's not an anime about card fighting anymore. All right, they splice it in, but this is like it's like a war anime where the predominance of it is a romance, and then he goes to war, and you see like 3 minutes of him having a war, and then he comes back. Right? That's what that would be.
Yeah.
This is what this is, and I think the thing is, if you could switch your brain off and just watch it, it's fine. But if you sit there and actually look at it and judge it on what it's trying to do, it's just. They're not telling you anything, and they've finally decided now, by the sounds of it, to give us a story. 3 episodes left.
Yeah. So I think that's why I enjoyed it to begin with, because I don't...
Yeah.
I'll take a little bit of notes. I jot down a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
So I definitely turn off my mind and just watch it.
Right. And so I apologise. I should have warned you that I had turned this off, actually.
Yeah. But it's alright. It's alright. Yeah.
I skipped along to the end to see what next episode's called, and it is called The Fluttering Banner. I assume this is Toya coming back.
Yep. Waving his knight flag.
Well, yeah, because isn't it the whole thing about beating them to take their flag or something?
Oh, that's right, taking the blackout flag or something.
Wasn't that like a storyline we could have had? Like a bunch of people tried. Like, you could have done a bunch of gangs, like rival Vanguard gangs, trying to take over Wonder Hill.
Yeah.
Because Wonder Hill is the best place. Mm. Like, why would that not have been a good storyline?
Because obviously they just didn't like that storyline. I'm hoping that this is the backstory season, and hopefully season 2 gets better, because I'm still going to watch season 2 no matter what.
Oh, I'm watching this, but it's painful. It's painful.
Yeah, it is painful.
But it doesn't detract from the card game itself. The card game is so good.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm so glad that I'm re-enjoying this game. Like, I've fallen in love with this game all over again. V-Series didn't do it for me.
No.
And I thought it would, because I was so nostalgic for the whole thing.
It was good to bring back the old cards, and you were just like, oh, this is awesome, I'm happy about this.
Yeah.
But then...
no to the anime. No to the anime. So anyway, Fluttering Banner next week. Everyone tune in to see what that is.
Yeah.
Probably Toya trying to challenge for the flag, I guess. And he'll lose and not get the flag. Or he'll win and take over Team Blackout. That'd be kind of cool. Ooh. And Danji goes off in a Sook mode, and that's where we get Danji's backstory. Danji's backstory is episode 11, where we see him. The whole episode will be him having a backstory, and episode 12 will be Yu reconnecting with him and getting him to stand up and try and win back the flag from Toya. But it ends on a cliffhanger. There you go. I've called the last 3 episodes.
Well, I reckon, right? I'm enjoy what you're going there, but instead,
or is that too much of a story?
No, I'm just saying, instead of Danji going back to attack and win the flag, it's going to be Yu that's going to get the flag. Protagonist has got to win.
Is Yu the protagonist?
Pretty sure, isn't he?
Is he? I don't know if any of them are protagonists. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right that that Danji doesn't want to come back. He says he's retired. But he came out of retirement. Again. Yeah, you might be right. I think you're right. Yu will go there. Danji tells Yu that he can't do it, so Yu steps to the plate. And then just as Yu's about to lose, Danji shows up, gives him his he says, "Let's do it, Gohan," and they do the father-son Kamehameha together. So Yu's got his broken arm as he's shooting the Kamehameha, and Danji's above him in spirit form, firing his Kamehameha, and they blast Cell into the sun. That is what's going to happen in episode 12.
What? Well, speaking of losing an arm,
I was going to say that sounds like significant damage, Ryan. So let's take
our last damage and just
let's take our 6th damage and wrap this up. Right, good week for the cards. The cards, I'm really excited for Brushwood Legend cards. They look great. They're definitely going to flush out everyone's decks. Oh, that's awesome. They're doing what they said they were going to do. And the boosters are only there to complement the current existing decks. I love that.
Which, I'm excited for.
Not introducing new ride lines, nothing like that. Have a bunch of cards. And like I said, it's really good to see that there are like no triple rare grade 3s, excluding Draconic Overlord, fine, and Peanut Butter Dragon. Phantom Blaster. I saw someone calling that in some comment, and I was like, that's funny. It was on Twitter or something. And I thought that was very funny. And obviously the grade 3 Keta Sanctuary units, whatever. But I think that's great that we're getting all that stuff. I'm really excited for the second box. We'll definitely pre-order 4.
Yeah, I might have to go a bit more because we did 3 boxes.
We
didn't
got
we,
3 boxes, yeah.
And I'm a bit sad that I haven't got enough.
Yeah, it did come out that way. Maybe we'll get 4 boxes.
4, maybe we might have to go 4.
I see the people buying crates or like a full carton, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I couldn't.
Surely it's got to be in a group of people.
It's got to be, doesn't it? It's got to be a break because like, how many do you get? It's like 16 in a carton, isn't it?
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot.
That's like $1,600.
Yeah, it would be worth it if you got, say, 5 or more people.
If there was
a deck each,
if there was 5 of us, do you know what? My cousin looks like he's going to play Brantgate.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, we might be able to go in with him.
Ooh.
We could get extra boxes because he could just take all the Brantgate cards.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good.
I might reach out to him. So there you go, folks. We just started having a conversation between ourselves. Where were we? Yeah, follow us on Twitter, Podfight Vancast. Send us an email at podfight@gmail.com.
Join our Discord.
Check out our new Discord. Just look up Podfight Vancast on Discord. There it is. We'll put the links in on our tweets and everything. What else do we do, Ryan? Keep your eyes out for our YouTube channel. That's Podfight Vancast. Subscribe. Like the videos. Like the videos and comment on them. I don't care what you say. Make sure you like it and make sure your comments are relatively related because it just skews the metrics and it makes our stuff get seen. So that'll be great. And yeah, keep an eye on it because as soon as this lockdown lifts, Ryan, you're basically going to spend the night at my house while we just create content.
In case
this happens again. In case this happens again, that way we can make sure there's content coming out for people.
Which would be good.
Which would be awesome. So keep your eyes peeled for all of that. Otherwise, great week in Vanguard. I hated the anime. There, I said it. I don't think I made that clear. That's it. I think that's all there is from me.
Yeah.
Any other final comments from you? Parting gifts, parting words of wisdom?
Hashtag hi Ryan to the Van Gangsters, to the world, and see you next time.
You heard it here, folks. See you next time.
It's that time again, time to say goodbye to a friend. Oh, don't cry, for we will ride again. Dry your eyes. Well, we will ride again. No sighs. We'll be back next week, my friends.